Hey everybody, this is the Sliders Review. So it's with sad news that I must report that Stargirl will be ending after the third season. I had a feeling this show was getting axed. Things just haven't really been clicking with a lot of the fans. This season, a little bit of last season, and it's terrible. I love this cast so much. Barrett is like my favorite live action Stargirl. There's been three. I just adore the cast so much. I love that first season, but sadly, starting with season two, things took a shift in tone. They swapped out a lot of the writers from season one. The show lost a lot of action. It was more story driven based. It became more of a traditional Arrowverse type show. And a lot of fans like myself didn't really feel happy about that. I used to be a huge Arrowverse fan back in the day, but as you know, I fell out of love with it. Stargirl was completely different. It was created by DC Universe, and then it was brought over to the CW. I had a feeling that the CW was going to CW-fy the show, and they started slowly doing that in season two with long-winded speeches, not much fight, stuff like that. Like the most action we got in season two was episode 6 and then the finale. And they took the same approach this season. Myself, it's a comic book action show. I want to see action. And this season, the third season, hasn't really cut the mustard for me. Like season two, I think is all right. It's just not my favorite. I loved a lot of the character growth that they had, but some of the stuff that they was doing, in all my older reviews, it just wasn't clicking. Like you have like Rick and Yolanda, not Yolanda, but Rick and Beth, and they never really had solo episodes. Theirs were always combined, and their solo episodes and their character growth was some of the weakest. Then you get into season three, and season three hasn't even really focused on our characters. It's been focusing on this murder mystery. It's been focusing on like villains who are now reforming and everything, and our main characters have been sidelined. And not to mention, there was only one huge battle, and that, of course, was in episode 6, which is strange because people loved how edgy season 1 was with the action. There was like action in every episode. It would pop out of nowhere sometimes. Season 2 stopped all that, and then season 3 completely stopped that. And then season 3 went back to the long-winded speeches about emotions and this and that, and some characters haven't been seen since season 1, like Sir Knight, and then the whole Jenny thing, she just appears out of nowhere. And not to mention, who is the villain in season 3? Everybody is good now. Even Mr. Bones, who has been teased at the end of season 2 as a main villain, he's a good guy and everything. And there's this mysterious person who's responsible for the death of the gambler, and we still don't know who that is. And it's a slow burn mystery that is boring, very, very boring and stuff. Also, they have nobody to fight because they're fighting former villains that have redeemed themselves too early, in my opinion. And who do they have to fight? If you don't have a villain to fight, then what's the point in having a villain? What's the point in being a superhero? And it's like not every villain can be a hero now, and that's what they're doing. I just think this third season is very, 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 very sloppy, written. And there's been word that they said whether the show gets renewed or not, people will be satisfied with the ending, like a nice ending to wrap everything up. That was a huge indicator that they might not be coming. I think they knew in advance they might not be coming back, and that's why they wrapped the season up the way they have. There's also been rumors that Jeff Jones, the creator of the show, has been taking other projects, spending his time doing other things. A lot of people don't like Jeff Jones. A lot of people who have worked with him in movies hate his behind. I think if true, he's been taking other projects, he should have focused on this, because this show, See, for me, it started becoming a CW Arrowverse show, and I was not pleased with that in season two. But I stuck with it because I loved the show and I loved the cast. But I've been very sad. That's why this season, the third season, I haven't really even talked about this season because I've just been bored out of my mind. And I also didn't want to say anything negative about the show because I didn't want to risk being in trouble, because you know how some networks are, they start seeing bad reviews and they're like, oh well, maybe people own or something. But my channel sucks and nobody watch my videos. So you know what I'm saying? But seriously, I mean, in season two, I just went nuts on the show because I couldn't believe how much it changed and stuff. Some people say season two is the best. I disagree. Season one will always be the best. You can't take the formula of season one, change it in season two, and not expect people to be happy. Like, there was something so different about season one. If people go back and watch it, they will see. But it is sadly what it is. Now, this could be Netstar's fault. It could be the writer's fault. It could be the showrunner's fault. It could just be the CW's fault. It could be ratings fault. It could be fans fault. And ratings have been dropping, but it seems like everything that is on the CW just coming to an end and everything. And that really sucks, because I really enjoy this cast. And Brett is amazing. Yvette is amazing. The rest of the cast is amazing. They should have focused harder. And the writers and the showrunners did not do that. You can't start something amazing and then drift away and then make it a little lackluster. People are going to lose interest. I skipped last episode. I know what happens in it, but I skipped it only because it bored me to death. Man, it's at the point. I think Stargirl was literally the only show I watched on broadcast TV. I don't got nothing to watch now. What is Albert Elementary? But I've kind of been skipping that. I have to catch up on that. Oh well, today is a sad day, and on Halloween of all that. Alrighty, well, I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.